everyone, welcome to the channel Knowledge Star, way to continuous knowledge excellence. My name is Nisha Masroor. In this video, we will get to know about is there a need to manage meetings effectively? Now, our expert Ms. Richa Bathla, who is ex-Cambridge University Press and Assessment India, International Exchange Program, trainer, motivational speaker, PT coach and entrepreneur, will explain you in detail about this topic. So, to get complete information, watch full video without skip.
Is there a need to manage meetings effectively? What do you think? You all are working professionals. Maximum people today in the webinar are working professionals. They come across meetings every day or every week. We all are part of meetings every week internally. It could be small meetings, big meetings. It could be meetings among the colleagues. It could be meetings with the bosses. It could be meetings with the clients. So is there a need to manage the meetings effectively? We agree that there is a need to manage meetings effectively. This is a very important part of our work environment. Let us together see what is the global scenario in terms of the current meeting time that we spend. This was a survey which was done by some international organization at a global level to understand the stats related to meeting. So they found that the average employee spend at least 3 hours a week in a meeting. That means on an average, when people are working in the organization, on an average, 3 hours. Now there could be people who spend more time, there could be people who spend less time, but on an average, 3 hours a week in meeting people spend as a time. 30% of workers report that they spend over 5 hours. Now, when we say on an average, there are 3 hours, but when we talk about the 30% of the population, working population, they spend 5 hours per week. 24 billion hours. Now, we are not talking just hours. We are talking about billion hours are wasted each year because of unproductive meeting. Now, we are not talking about total hours spent in meeting. We are talking about unproductive time, the meetings that are not resulting in any action. We are spending 24 billion hours of time. We are wasting that time in that meetings. A corporate employee spends on an average 4 hours preparing for and attending meeting per week. So when you go for a meeting, there are people who also prepare for a meeting. What I have to talk in the meeting, what if anything is asked from me in the meeting, I have to be prepared. And prepared in terms of getting ready for the meeting. How am I looking? What am I wearing? And that all stuff, when we count, when we accumulate that. So in total, 4 hours people are spending per week on an average.
Wait. Are you worried about your project, training, dissertation, internship? Don't think too much because Nanoscience and Technology Consortium, in short NSTC, is giving you a golden opportunity to do the same tasks. NSTC also conducts workshops on amazing topics. So if you want to register in the workshop, the registration link is given in the description box below, or you may go to the website www.nanoschool.in where you can easily enroll in the workshops. So just check it out right now.
The average length of the meeting has decreased by 20.1%. In 2021, workers spent approximately 11.5% less of their working hours in meeting each day. Now, because of pandemic, things have changed. People started to attend virtual meetings. Earlier, the culture of physical meeting was more in nature than the virtual ones, which has been good for us in a point of way that the length of the meeting, the duration of the meeting. Earlier, people used to sit at one place for hours discussing the same thing. Now there are times to the meeting, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and because we are virtually connected. So this way, this is a plus sign that the average length of the meeting has decreased by 20%. Since 2020 began, the number of workers attending the meeting has increased. This is again the stat, which is a good point to say, that earlier, because everybody had to meet physically and people were spread across, in different places. So it was not always possible to attend all the meetings within the organization. So because of this digitalization, now people can attend meetings from anywhere. Like the way today we all are gathered from different cities, all together to discuss on something. So this is a plus point, a 13.5% increment in attendance is visible. The global video conferencing market in terms of the average growth rate of the organization has increased 11.45. This is how the industry is growing of video conferencing, how the organizations or the industry is booming in terms of digitalization. So these are some stats about to understand how much, basically the reason why we are highlighting this is to understand how much time we invest in meetings and how much time is wasted in unproductive meetings. 71% of the workers waste time each week due to cancelled or unnecessary meetings. Sometimes people are waiting for a meeting to happen, and on the last day, the meetings get cancelled. And those people had to make other plans, but could not make plans because of that meeting. And on the very last moment, it is cancelled, which wastes a lot of time and productivity of people. And there are 71% of workforce who experiences this kind of a thing. Each month, there are 31 hours spent on unproductive meetings. If we talk about monthly, the average employee spent over an hour simply preparing for a meeting. We discussed that on an average, 4 hours are spent per week. And if we talk about just preparation, it's just preparation, not the real execution. There, 1 hour is simply for preparing the meeting. 47% of employees complain that the meetings waste their time, and nearly 45% of employees feel overwhelmed by the number of meetings they attended. So people get frustrated that, okay, all the time we attend the meetings, why, when, and how we will do the execution. And 47% of the employees complain that they are wasting a lot of time in their meeting. Almost half of the population cribs about meeting, that there are so many meetings happening. So having meeting is not a bad thing. But what we have to have a check is the unproductive meetings.
I hope you like this video. If you want to see these type of videos, then please do comment. We will definitely reach out to you. Subscribe to the channel Knowledge Star and hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Thank you.
For more updates, subscribe to our channel, click the links shown on the screen to stay connected.